Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. It's Kelsey Kennerbrew, also known as Kelsey K. And in today's video, I have a special guest, my boyfriend Caleb. So y'all, this is our second go around because first time we tried to record, the camera stopped. We couldn't see that it stopped, so yeah. So it's our second time. But anyways, before we hop into the video, if you're new to my channel, please make sure to hit that subscribe button down below. Also hit the notification bell so you don't miss any more of my uploads. And if you're old here, hey, what's up y'all? Welcome back. So we're gonna hop right into the video. So today's video, we're gonna be talking about how we met. So we're gonna just go from the beginning of all, how we met and all that. So yeah, we're gonna start with Caleb's side.
Alright, so it was very interesting how we met in the very beginning. And the very first time that I met Kelsey was on a Wednesday. It was actually Bible study for the young people, for the youth, young adults. We had Bible study every Wednesday. And I think it was it was Wednesday, and I had approached her and her grandmother, and asked, I was like, hey, I want to invite you to youth Bible class. And at first, they, the way they kind of like went off, it was kind of like I was telling them, hey, let's go.
Yeah, and I remember all this too. Like I remember him coming up to us and asking if I wanted to come down there. And I was just like, nah, I'm not about to come because I don't want to. But yeah,
it was the way she said it though. Like she was like, nah.
And then like my grandma,
excuse me.
I know. Then like my grandma like chimed in too. So it was just like both of us like, nah, I'm not about to come down there.
Yeah. So at that point, I thought, in my mind, I had put a picture in my mind about them being mean. I'm like, oh, mean. So I was kind of like, okay, whatever. So I went about my business. So that was the official first day that I met Kelsey.
Yeah. So with me, I do remember seeing Caleb around church all the time. I remember just seeing him like walk past. I always thought he was like much older than me. I mean, he is 4 years older than me, but I thought he was like older, like kids, married, all that. So I never really looked at him in that way. So that's when, I never really looked at him like that. Once I started like to see Caleb around, let me go back because my grandma and my mom will always talk about how nice he dressed. So I was like, oh yeah, he does, dress really nice. So I had,
So mom, tell me well.
Oh yeah. So anyways, I had did a praise dance at his grandma's
tribute. Yeah.
I did the praise dance there, and the following Wednesday, Caleb taught Bible class, and I went, and that's when we like finally introduced ourselves to one another, like hey, I'm Kelsey, I'm Caleb. He was like, oh, you did really good, doing the praise dance and all that.
You did.
And you were kind of like, he was like kind of nervous too, saying
was
that.
I really?
Yes, like you stopped, like he was like stuttering a little bit. I was like,
my goodness.
But so that was that time. So yeah, after that, there was also another Bible class that I went to, I think a couple weeks after that one. We also are going to insert pictures. So I'm going to insert pictures on the day that the Lord spoke to me regarding Caleb. So it was on a Wednesday. Sorry y'all, if I'm looking down, I got like notes and stuff in here. But it was April 18th when Caleb had taught that Bible class. And afterwards, we started talking. I was like, hey, what's up? We were just talking, having a normal conversation. And I'm not going to talk about that in this video. I'm going to leave that for a future video. But the Holy Spirit spoke to me regarding Caleb. So I left just like in shock, like what the heck? So I really just went home and was just like, telling my mom and dad and all that about what happened or what, I heard. So anyways, to make a long story short, I was going to Bible study. I was going to Bible study the following Wednesday thinking I was going to see Caleb, and I didn't.
She didn't see me.
So tell them what happened on that Wednesday. when you weren't in Bible class?
So when I wasn't at that Bible class, I was so when I met Kelsey, I gotta give you a little bit more history. I was kind of it was in a tough place as far as with my spirituality and my faith. There was a lot going on with far as what, how God was dealing with me. The church I was attending, Grace Apostolic Church at the time. As far as me knowing the things that God was showing me, as far as pertaining to the young people, but it not going the way that I thought it would go. So I was kind of getting kind of discouraged in my faith walk. So that Wednesday, I actually had just got done working out, and I was actually going to go to Bible study, but then it's just, I got home and I was like, I'm just not going to go. I'm not feeling it, just going to miss it. And so never forget, after Bible, what was time is Bible study usually over?
8-ish.
So 8, I think maybe 8:29.
Yeah, was it 8:29?
No, I think it was.
Okay.
So I had
we got pictures, so
yeah, we got
I'm
pictures,
gonna insert. Yeah.
And I got a very touching message. That really, at that point, it touched my heart. It touched my spirit, because of what I was going through. And this beautiful young lady, sent me this just heartfelt love message about saying how good Bible study was, and
I'm gonna insert that picture too.
And that she didn't see me, she wished I was there. I was telling her, I said, the reason why I miss Bible study, I said right now I just feel like my faith is on thin threads. And she was like, Caleb, I'm praying for you, and I'm just really supporting you. And I was just at that time, that made my heart just feel so warm inside of my spirit, for somebody to really reach out to me and be able to show that God love. So that was really touching, and I'm actually getting emotional thinking about it, because there was a lot going on. When you have that moment in your life and God is dealing with you, and you're discouraged, and that that hand reaches out to you, not knowing that was going to be my woman. And so it was a very heartwarming, touching thing that day.
Yeah, and I remember that moment because I was like, should I even send this? I was so hesitant because I didn't want to come off as pursuing him. So then that's when afterwards, after I said what I said, I kind of just left it. He was like, okay, thank you. And I was like, you're welcome. And then that was it, because I didn't want to pursue him, which I haven't. So then that's when, let me see, there was a following Wednesday. No, let me see. I think the following Sunday I went to church, and but anyways, my stomach's over here growling, y'all, because I'm hungry. But following Sunday, went to church, didn't see Caleb again. Then that's when the pastor was preaching, and he was just talking about the Lord's gonna answer your prayers and so and all, whatever. So when I'm sitting there, I'm hearing that. And if you go to Grace Apostolic, you know that there's a pulpit and there's doors on the side. So towards the end of service, I see Caleb coming out the side door and sitting in the first pew. And I was like, oh my goodness, there he is. He's here. He just sat down. So after church, I didn't really want, like I said, I was not gonna pursue Caleb. We both just kind of came to one another and just start talking. It was like, oh, what's up? It was so, I don't know, it was just a casual conversation. So we start talking, and he asked me for my number, and I was just like, oh my gosh, no, he did not. This is crazy. But yeah, he asked for my number. He just, Then after that, we just start texting, and what happened after that when we finally start so our dating process? Which is
we didn't start the dating process because at that time I still had a protector up. I wanted to be safe.
Oh yeah, same here.
I didn't want to jump into something. I really wanted to get to know Kelsey. I really wanted to get to know her. Where she was in the Lord. Because I wanted to see exactly. I wanted to build a healthy, good relationship and something that was going to last.
Right.
Of course, I was seeking God, praying. I kept asking my God, I used to have conversations with God, God, lead me, direct me, order me in my footsteps, that I can be able to make wise decisions. And, I wanted to be a healthy, godly relationship with our friendship. So that's what we did. At the time we were good friends. We all the time. I mean, we talked about everything, like literally everything you can think about, from our history, from our past, things that God delivered us from, things that issues, because that's very important, especially in the process of developing your friendship, because that's a very important factor of being able to actually be open and knowing somebody. That's what true friendship is.
Babe.
Okay, I had to get that. All right. And it's still to this day and very important. Even as much as we are in love with each other, the biggest things that we haven't stopped being friends to each other and having fun and talking to each other and telling each other our emotions and how we feel. So that's where that was. And we hung out. Oh yeah, that's right. We hung out. We went to very first time. I've never took a young lady to church. It was very different for me, even though I was born and raised in the church. Really didn't feel like a need to be honest. But this one was different. Actually, I never forget. It was we attended a concert. Actually, it was like a poetic prophetic concert. And
it was like a youth,
it was a youth
service. They had like a whole bunch of youth there, and like you said, it was like they had a poet there, and they had this one gospel rapper. But so then that's when he invited me to come to church with him.
And I was battling with that. Like, I was actually originally going to.
I don't know why.
I was originally going to invite my cousin, but then the Lord spoke to me, was like, invite Kelsey.
And he did. So I'm gonna insert the invitation right here, then I'm gonna insert what I had on right here, and I thought I was looking cute. I was looking cute.
You was looking fine.
Y'all, I'm telling you, like, when he even like came and picked me up, I was so nervous. Like, I was really nervous. And I always asked him, like, were you nervous? And he says no. He's never been nervous. Like,
well, okay,
no.
Remember, yes, the only time.
No,
the only time,
he said he's always been nervous. I mean, you never been nervous.
Okay, so the one time I was nervous, one time I was nervous was when I invited Kelsey. I didn't know. I was like, okay, this is weird. Like, why am I inviting Kelsey? This is. Yeah, that is true. That's true. And so, it was different at first. It was I got to see her worship, and I think that was important. Of course, I'm gonna worship.
We seen each other worship, which was a really good thing to see, because I'm like, okay, this is the man I'm potentially be with. Like, I want to see if he's putting God first. If he's actually if he worships him, if he loves him, and I seen that. So it was a good experience to see that come from him, because I didn't even know him, like we didn't even know each other. We were just getting to know each other. So to start off our friendship and potential relationship, like to see that, it was like, okay, wow, because I never been in a relationship that really centered Christ. So to see that first, it was like, okay. Yeah, this is good. But yeah. So after that, let me see. We just hung out.
So that night we have our favorite spot that we've actually that's becoming a regular now. Keystone Sports Bar.
If you live in Indy,
you gotta go.
You have to go to Keystone Sports Bar. They have
right
the best,
on Keystone.
They have the best wings.
Best wings.
Check that out.
Best fries and best blue
Okay, we're not about to do a whole review of Keystone Sports Bar.
But not for real good.
But yeah, that was our first little date.
It was our, so that literally was our first date. That was, I've never, people regularly, you go out to the movies or take her out to eat or.
Now we did go to the movies a lot after that.
Yeah, of course.
We went to the movies like too much.
Yeah, we were spending a lot of money.
Yeah.
And we had to cut back. I was like, hold on.
But yeah, so I mean, with all that being said, it was just, I don't know, just nice being friends, and then eventually just growing into the relationship. And so, did you even ask me?
Honestly, guys, I didn't ask her.
Yeah.
During the process of us being friends, I just fell in love. Like, so
it was just like it moved in. Oh wait, was it your birthday?
Yeah.
That you kind of asked me to be. You remember?
I never asked you.
No. Yeah, he's never asked me.
She took me out for my birthday because I wasn't gonna do nothing. I wasn't. I'm kind of chill, laid back a lot of times.
Mm-hmm.
I really didn't feel like being bothered at that time. So I was like, so she wanted to take me, so she took me to Drake's.
Yeah.
Had a fire barbecue burger. It's a place to go to. But yeah, I really enjoyed that. That blessed my heart when she took me out for my birthday. That meant a lot to me.
Yeah. And that was, like my first time doing that, like taking one of my boyfriends out, like for their birthday, and just, it was a really nice thing,
It was.
Like, us really hanging out and getting to know each other still. But yeah, we've been together. It'll be 2 years in May. Mm-hmm. So we set our date, just for the day we hung out. The first time we hung out. But yeah, and the time went by so fast.
It has, y'all. Like, time is.
But time has just went by so fast. But I still thank God for just blessing with a man like Caleb, because like I said, I've never been in relationships like this. Like, if you guys listen to my testimony video, I was looking for love in like men, and I really wasn't putting God first. I wasn't focused on him. But then like once he removed all those distractions, and that's when I put him first, and then eventually that's when he brought Caleb into my life. But everything just happens for a reason.
It does happen, because I mean, and to understand that God has a purpose for our lives is very true. We have to, and during our relationship, during our friendship, I was seeking God a lot on prayer. Because I wasn't quite sure if I wanted to go down that path. I actually I told myself, I was like, God, I'm okay with not getting married. I'm okay with, just being, solo dolo. I'm gonna ride this thing out, focus on you, and pursue what I gotta pursue. But I do know that the Bible tells us that it's not good for a man to live alone. But at that time, I honestly wasn't focused on, I wasn't focused on being in a relationship. Like I said, my thing was I wanted to do it right this time. With Kelsey, and that's what I did. I was serious about, what I was doing. I was intentional about my thoughts as a man. That's very important, especially in today's culture. I know it's not really something that's talked about when it comes down to being young men. And young men, you gotta pursue the, the very thing. God says, a man find a good wife, gotta find the good thing, excuse me. So you gotta be in the point. You gotta be in the place of being Christ-centered and seeking God for yourself, to be able to understand your purpose and your role. Biggest thing for me when the time with Kelsey, or in our friendship in the beginning process, was knowing my identity in Christ. That's very important, because a lot of men, we know the enemy tries to throw so many things at us with our identity, and really trying to bash us about our purpose. But I know God that I know God's vision that God has given me, and I'm still standing on the vision of God, because I want to see it come to pass in my life. But I know that that part of that piece was going to be required for me to be with the woman that God had destined for my life, which is Kelsey Marie Kennebrew. So that's what I'm going to do.
Yeah. And another important thing in our relationship that we do really focus on is we're waiting until marriage, because we are being obedient to Christ.
Yes, we are.
We're going to do a whole part 2 video on our waiting experience, because we're not married. There's a lot of videos out of what couples that they're already married, and they talk about their waiting process, like when they were dating. But we're actually going to do the video now, like where we're in the waiting process now. So we're going to do part 2 of that video later after this one. Well, not today, but it'll be, our part 2. So this is part 1. But yeah, part 2, we're going to be talking about our waiting process. But yeah, like, because we know the enemy is after our relationship. Like, he's after our relationship, but we're really just trying to focus on Christ and just stay strong in the spirit. Yes, it can be hard, but
be challenging.
Yeah, but we're getting through it. I mean, and when we say like no sex, like we mean literally nothing. So just strictly kiss. That's it. But I mean,
and you even did a level to even that, so that's straight.
But yeah, I mean, because it's so important. I mean, because it says in the word not for us not to have sex like until we're married.
Yeah, because that's what God designed. That's what God designed the marriage, the covenant with marriage. You know, because today, y'all. I mean, let's just be honest. I mean,
it's not normal.
It's
like,
not.
People,
you know, I mean, Satan has really desensitized the image of sex.
Mm-hmm.
Sex was completely designed for the marriage covenant between a man and a woman, not for a man and a man, and not for a woman and a woman.
Mm-hmm.
He designed it for a man and a woman because it was a gift that He's given us to be able to be fruitful like Adam and Eve.
Yep.
So.
Yeah. So you say that to part 2.
Okay,
Start preaching, y'all. I'm just playing. But yeah, I think that's about it of our how we met story. I mean, we're still growing together. We're
Absolutely.
still, growing in love. You don't fall in love, you grow in love. I learned that
There we
from
go. Hey,
Marriage
like
at First Sight. If y'all watch that, I got that from anyway. But yeah, this whole relationship has just been a blessing. Like,
It has.
So.
And it's taught me a lot. Like,
Yeah,
for
it's
real,
taught
y'all.
us both a lot. But yeah, I mean,
You got any advice for young women?
babe,
Okay, I got one. Huh?
Go ahead.
All right, young woman, like for real, if you wanted to see if that young man is serious about you, then live a pure life. Keep them legs closed. Like, I'm so serious. Like, do not leave room for the devil. Do not, like the Bible says in Ephesians chapter 4:27. Like, do not leave no room to the devil. So don't put yourself in that temptation. If he's a man that honors you and respects you, trust me, he's gonna show it those actions.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, so that includes the end of this video. Like I said in the beginning, if you're new, please make sure to hit that subscribe button down below. Also, if you would like to see him in more videos, please make sure to hit the thumbs up.
Thumbs up.
Thumbs up. And yeah, so next video will be part 2 of our waiting experience, waiting until marriage. So yeah, so stay tuned for that. And yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. Bye.
See you guys.